So, welcome to section 4. This is going to be all about Performance Manager. So, as I've described, Performance Manager is the idea that you allocate resources to the applications that they need, but not so much that they're going to be able to take over the entire machine, or even worse, overflow the machine so that it affects other users in an example like a Citrix environment or a VMware environment. So what does that look like? So I've got an application here I wrote. It's all of 2 lines. It's a do and a loop, and I call it stress me out. It's a VBS script. So if I start Task Manager, you will see that without that running, we're loping along at 2%. When I hit this, what's going to happen is that it's going to take up all of the processor, 100%. Performance Manager is going to take a look at that instance and say, let's make sure that everybody else, the other processes on this system, have access to resources. So let's go ahead and run this. So you see it spike to 100% here on the Task Manager, and then you notice that it draws down to 85%. And you'll see it spike up again to 100% in a minute, just so Performance Manager can tell whether or not it's still asking for all of the resources. And then it'll drop back down, and you get this sort of heartbeat reaction from the system. I'm going to go ahead and kill that process. And then I'm going to show you what that looks like on the back end. So when we look at Performance Manager in my environment, you'll see this heartbeat design follows through on the back end because that's how it's set. So I can change the clamping of the processor to whatever I think is appropriate when this condition of 100% happens. So I can change the nature of how this graph would draw itself based on where I decide to clamp and how. So the point I'm trying to get to with this demonstration is certainly you're going to give access to more resources for the user on their own machine because no one application can take it all. And if you have a few applications that are all demanding 100% of the CPU, Performance Manager will intelligently look at those, including the threads they're using, etc., and optimize those so that they all get not just a third of the processor, but that the stream of threads and the queue length is set so that each application gets what we call its fair share. And that'll certainly, again, help on the local machine, but if you think about it as a pooled resource, Citrix, VMware, etc., the fact that you can allocate correct resources at the user level means that your predictability goes way up for the processes you're going to run in that environment. That means you can get many more users on the same box because you know that at no point is any one instance going to be starved for performance. And that's the end of section 4.